Hello, YouTubers. It's Lady Day. How you doing today? Okay, so I wanted to greet all the moms. Happy Mother's Day this weekend. Today is May 12th, but in honor of tomorrow for May 13th, I wanted to give my congratulations to all the mommies and greetings to all the mommies out there and also the mommies to be. And also for mommies who want to be moms to be, I say happy Mother's Day to you too. Hey, I understand that motherhood for a lot of different people can look like a lot of different things. Okay, so I just want to say happy Mother's Day. I love you all. And as me becoming an expectant mom as well, I am happy to say I have joined the club. I have. Oh my gosh. It's kind of overwhelming too because, you know, at my age and my youthfulness, a lot of the things that we may be focused on are our careers. We're probably still in school, developing ourselves as individuals. But the thing about it is that at at my age, I want to say that we all have different paths in our lives, different processes, and also different experiences, and that's okay. And for me, I happen to be a mom now, or an expectant mom in about, I'd say, 9 to 10 weeks from now. So I just basically wanted to give knowledge today for today's segment. Today is episode 3. For those who followed me and watched my YouTube video last week, we talked about the power of music. And basically, it has the ability to heal, and it also has a huge power over you. You are what you listen to. And so, if you haven't already watched that video, go to YouTube, and look up Lady Day. I also posted on my Facebook, on my Twitter, and on Instagram as well. Okay, so today it's just I wanted to dedicate this segment for mommies. I know I promised it to all y'all, and I want to do it for you today. Also in honor of Mother's Day weekend. Okay. So basically, one thing that I want to talk about today is that mom, it is not easy. Mom, there are a lot of things to work out during this whole process of pregnancy. Okay, so I'm just gonna give you some knowledge today. Today's segment is basically called Mommy Knowledge. Okay, so for those who have had kids, you know what I'm talking about. Of course, one thing I want to say for all moms is that every pregnancy is very unique to her. We may have some tests we have to do that are pretty common, symptoms that are pretty common, but for the most part, it is pretty unique for every woman, okay? It really just depends on your anatomy, your genetics, and your body, and also your mentality, okay? And for all the moms who are expecting babies, congratulations. May God be with you, and may He guide you and protect you throughout this whole entire long process. And for moms who want to be, or for ladies who want to become moms, hey, this is good knowledge for you, and it's a good way for you to think about whether you're ready or not. And even if you're not ready, hey, and then something happens, this is some knowledge for you. Okay? So, I want to talk about the basics. There are 3 trimesters in a woman's pregnancy, ideally. Now, that basically means 9 months. One trimester is 3 months. That's why it's called trimester. 1, 2, and 3. I can't seem to do 3 with my finger. Okay, so with 3 trimesters and 9 months, that's the first 3 months. Then there's the second 3 months, and then there is the third 3 months. First trimester, second trimester, third trimester. I'm just gonna give a summary for today. First trimester, the very first kind of ultrasound they give you is to check your fetus. to see if there's movement, to see how far along you are after you have conceived your child. They can determine how far along you are in your pregnancy. After that, you also do blood tests. So they check for different types of screenings on the first trimester. Now, for the second trimester, this is where you typically get to know the sex of your baby. I had my ultrasound screening around 19 weeks and 6 days, so almost 20 weeks. And that's when I found out that our Campbell baby, is a girl. And it was the most beautiful thing. And it's unlike any ultrasounds. The first trimester ultrasound is a regular ultrasound that you could do in the office. It may look a little different for everybody, but that's what I went through. And the second trimester, when we found out the gender of our child, it was in the genetics lab. And this is where things are get a little bit more serious. Okay. And then, now that I am on my third trimester, I'm on 29 weeks, heading to 30 weeks. So it's about roughly 7 months. This is the most important one as well when it comes down to medical health. It's called the glucose exam. It's to detect gestational diabetes for your baby. Now, a lot of women have questions over what this process looks like. For the gestational diabetes glucose exam, it takes about 2 to 3 hours. Okay, so when you go into the lab, they have you drink this. I'd say this big of a bottle full of sweet stuff. Just sweet, really, really sweet stuff. And you typically fast 10 hours the night before, or 10 hours prior to your test. Okay, so you can't eat anything. You could drink water, but not profusely, not a lot of water. Okay, so you drink this water, you down it within 5 minutes. They want you to drink it in 5 minutes, which is, be careful, ladies, because a lot of the things that the clinicians were telling me was, don't throw up, don't spit it up, because if you do, you have to do it again. So you have to try your best to drink it out without feeling sick. I felt a little nauseous after I drank it, but not too much. I did get a little bit lightheaded after because it was incredibly sweet. Oh, and basically, they take a couple of vials of blood from you after your first drink. After an hour, you gotta wait there for an hour. You don't have to drink anymore, but basically they take another blood count for you, and then you wait one more hour, and they do it one more time, and they take the last count of your blood. So it can get, I think, as I recall, but yeah, it can get really, really tiring. Um, Around this time too, I started to have my weekly classes with my husband, and this is when you have your prenatal classes. You get educated on certain things like nutrition, things you shouldn't eat, things you should not eat. They start to talk to you about pediatricians having a doctor assigned to your child, and they also talk about different symptoms and the things that you may be dealing with. The biggest one I'm dealing with is sleepiness. I'm always tired. Generally, for me, I'm just really tired in the morning, and I cannot wake my whole entire body up until 3 p.m. So working gets really, really hard for me. I'm so drowsy, it's to the point where I feel like I have drugs, like when you take a Tylenol PM or NyQuil and you have extreme drowsiness. That happens to me naturally. Also, I'm constantly hungry. So, ladies, the biggest thing I say is eat constantly, every 2 hours or so. But don't overeat, because as your belly gets bigger, your stomach is lifting, everything is lifting, all your organs are being smushed by your baby in the placenta. Placenta is the bag that that your child is in, for those of you who may not know placenta, and it's filled with amniotic fluid, basically. And that's what keeps your baby alive, healthy, and the nutrients that you eat goes into that. Also, try not to eat so much sweets, ladies. Here's the thing about that. What I did was that I had a cheat day every week. Or I ate a lot of fruits, but sometimes that's not realistic, right? So I'd have like an ice cream or something weekly, just something to allow me to enjoy myself a little bit, but not to the point where I'm eating chocolates, ice cream, or chips, sodium. If you're into salty foods, all the time, everything in moderation, but eat constantly every 2 hours. Rest when you can, but also walk. So, part of the job that I do, I work in IT, is that I walk a lot. And it's really important that you do that. And also, a wise mama also taught me to do Kegel exercises. Ladies, this is when you, I know it's going to sound really graphic, but this is when you squeeze your vagina. Like, your area, your female area down there. It's when you squeeze it and then you let go. You squeeze it, you let go. And you just do this exercise whenever you remember, when you're walking and you're sitting down in your office, just anywhere. It basically strengthens your cervical muscles so that when you're giving birth, it's a little bit stronger down there, okay? And don't forget your stretches. Try to stretch your lower back because your lower back is going to hurt a lot. And you might start having Braxton Hicks cramping. And that's when your stomach tightens up and then loosens. It's a contraction that happens typically on the second trimester. It can begin, and it gets a lot more stronger around the third trimester. Okay, now not all the women have pregnancy that lasts 40 weeks. I don't even know if I'm going to reach that far. I pray to God that I do. But there's also preterm labor where you can have a premature baby before the 39th, 38th week. Okay? And the one thing that they say is that if your child is born anywhere after 25 weeks to actually 28 weeks or more, it has a higher chance of living because a lot of the organs, bones, and its skin, its brain functionality, its lungs, the baby's lungs are already formed. They're just being more developed at the 28th week point. So, have hope there. If your 28 weeks are over, you're doing a little bit better, okay? But I believe it was 24 or 25 weeks where your child could have a chance of living if you were to give birth. And there's also vaginal birth, where you give birth through your female part, and there's also C-section where they cut the bottom part of your stomach if they feel like the child needs to be taken out that way and there's complications, you can't give birth vaginally, they can give you a C-section. And with all the technology now, it's a lot easier, it's a lot better, but the pain is probably something that doesn't go away, which you have an option of doing epidural, ladies, if you want to. And that's basically when they uh, they inject the your spine with a fluid that basically numbs you up. So, anyways, ladies, gentlemen, this is just a little information that I've experienced in the last 7 months of my pregnancy, with 2 more months to go. Pray for me, and for all the ladies out there dealing with all these symptoms. Hey, I'm with you, sister. Okay, just stay strong. And for women who want to get pregnant, this is good information for you to see. Okay? All right, guys, that's all I wanted to give you. This is my knowledge nuggets for my mama segment, Happy Mother's Day segment. Okay? I love you all, and may you have a good week. Enjoy your families and friends tomorrow, or whoever you find important in your life. Do it tomorrow and today, and take care. All right. Lady Day loves ya. Lady Day gotta go back to sleep again. All right. As I am almost tired again. Again, this is my symptoms. So we'll see you on the next segment next week. All right. Lady Day out.